A proper good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for joining us today. I am Muskan Sangwan, and I'm a threat intelligence analyst here at StealthMole. So today I'll be walking you all through a real-world investigation focusing on an underground threat actor that operates under the alias Quest across different platforms. So what made this case so interesting for me personally was how it started from something very small, just a forum post, and expanded into a much larger digital footprint linking to a real world identity. Now, before we jump into the investigation itself, I would like to take a step back and talk about how underground threat actors in general operates in today's world. So most of the threat actors do not stick to one single platform. They try to maintain presence across different platforms, different communities, even different ecosystems, from forums, marketplaces, etc. And each of these ecosystems provide you with a piece of a much larger, bigger puzzle. What they do instead is when they try to maintain this presence across multiple platforms, they try to engage in different communities and try to maintain visibility. So when you start connecting the dots together, when you start seeing this presence across different platforms, that's when you begin to understand how a particular threat actor actually operates. And that is exactly what we are going to be looking at in today's session. So the actor we are looking at today goes by the alias Quest. He has been operational at least since 2020 from what I have observed. This actor tried to maintain a presence across multiple cybercrime forums, telegrams, even legit platforms like GitHub. Sometimes he appears to operate as a tool developer, sometimes as a vendor, sometimes even as a script distributor. But one thing that remains consistent is the branding. So if you start investigating this particular threat actor, you would realize that he maintains a red Q logo almost on all social media platforms, which is a good thing from the investigation point of view, but that also shows that how extensive his presence is, how extensive his digital footprint is. Now, as we started digging deeper, more activity started to surface. One of the earliest one was an APK crypt service that he provided, which claimed to bypass the Google Play Protect. From there, it expanded into exploit tools, DDoS scripts, even a Snapchat automation tool called Snapify, which is quite popular in the underground community. We also came across several verified account, a sales account, and other digital products, which suggested that this was not just an experiment, and there was a clear monetization angle involved. And like many other threat actors in the underground, monetization is a big part of the picture. In this case, we found a Celix storefront account linked to Quest. So Celix is basically a platform where digital goods like accounts and tools are being sold. There was also a cryptocurrency wallet, particularly the Bitcoin wallet. In terms of amount, it was not significant, but in the number of transactions, you could see that there have been enough to show that even in the early years of the operation, this threat actor has transacted a significant amount of money, and it was only active between 2020 and 2021. And when you start put together all these artifacts, it starts to look less like a casual activity or one-time thing and more like a structured revenue-driven operations. So what exactly makes this case so interesting? It's not just the tools or the activity he does, rather it is the identity overlap. When we investigated this actor, we started seeing username, reused emails, password that actually led us to a real world identity. And that is what I am going to show you all in today's session, how we track the actor behind Quest using StealthMole. It will also be a demonstration of the capability of our platform in conducting such investigation. Now, before we move on to our platform, let me quickly give you all a short disclaimer. The profiling insights presented in this session are derived from open source intelligence, and due to the complex nature of cyber operations, attribution cannot be fully verified or guaranteed. The session does not intend to attribute or unmask any specific individual. Our primary objective is to demonstrate a new methodology for behavioral profiling within a cybersecurity context. So this is what our platform looks like behind the paywall. It is very simple to create a new case. You just have to hit on the create new case button and it will take you to our canvas. So this is the canvas. You can even label it so it helps you in identification later. So this is the search bar. These are the different artifacts. It depends on the artifacts you are searching with. So it's super easy to select and move ahead. These are the different tools that our platform provides you to assist you in your investigations. So for the purpose of this investigation, we are going to start with the incident monitoring tool, which Jacob has already talked about. We have 3 incident monitoring tools, specifically the ransomware monitoring, leaked monitoring, and government monitoring. Since we already know that Quest is not related to ransomware monitoring, so what we are going to do is we are just going to start with the leaked monitoring tool, as it indexes threat actors who often post data breaches or leaks or things like that on different platforms. Also, as you can see, we have over 150 victims already in our database, and this list gets updated almost every day. So let's start our investigation. What we are going to do is we are just going to simply search with the keyword Quest. And as you can see, now the results has been filtered in accordance with the keyword we searched with. So we have a total of 9 victims. The latest one that we recorded was from 2022, and it was uploaded on a platform called Null. So what we are going to do is we are just going to add it to our canvas. If we move further, we have one more platform where this user has posted another leak. So let's add this as well. And the last one is on Raid Forum. So let's add this as well. This was from December 2021. For the sake of clarity, let me just delete these. As you can see now on the canvas, we have 3 different thread URLs and ID. One thing I would like to mention here is that when you search with the keyword Quest, the green magnifying glass, the results will be slightly different in comparison to when you search with an ID. So I'll show you how later. But now let's first label this. So we have 9 victims, and these are from leaked monitoring. It will help you later on in the investigation. So first, we are going to take a look at the null thread. What we are going to do is we are going to run it in our dark web tracker. And if you want to see the contents of the link, you can just click on it and you will see a preview of what was posted. Like in this case, it was Ashley Medicine database. It was posted by Quest back in February 2021. There's some more info, messages, and rest. One thing which is good about our platform is that you never have to leave our platform to access anything. Everything is accessible inside it. So we have several URLs associated with this thread. What we are going to use, we are going to extract the user profile belonging to the username Quest. As you can see, just by filtering it, now we have the user profile, and we can take a look what it looks like, what information this actor has provided on his profile. One thing I would like to mention here is that sometimes underground threat actors do not mention their contact details in leaked threads or anything. But if you access their profiles, you will see much more information. Like in this case, this actor joined a null platform back in 2020. It was last active in 2023. There's also a Discord ID. And let's try to extract this Discord ID. So let me just first label it. So this is null profile. And now let's run it again, run this profile again in Dark Web Tracker and see what else we can get, or if we can find the Discord ID. So there's one ID. This is the one we already have. There's also an email. So this belongs to the staff, so none of our concern. So this is the Discord ID we have. So let's label it as well. Now let's move on to the cracked thread. So the cracked one is also from 2021. And let's see if there's any overlap in information or what else we have. It was OG users, data leak, May 2021 by Quest. And this is the information. There's no contact details or anything. So what we are going to do is we are going to find the user profile again. So let's see, we have the cracked IO user profile of Quest. We have some images. These belong to the thread, so not useful at the moment. As you can see in this Quest profile, there's a Bitcoin address and there's also a Celix account link, the ones that I have mentioned during my presentation. So crack.io profile. And now let's run this profile to get those artifacts, Bitcoin and the Celix URL. So it's super easy, not, you don't have to invest too much of your time. It's just you have to identify certain things and then cross-reference them in different tools to extract the data. So as you can see, our tool has also indexed some Telegram accounts, which are unrelated to the threat actor we are tracking at the moment. But you can see how easy it is without even leaving the platform to do that. Now let's again search with Quest. Let's label this as well B2C. As you can see, we now have the two different links for Celix. One is a profile, another one seems like the same thing. Okay, so what we are going to do is Celix, and let's say Celix profile. Now let's take a look at this Bitcoin address. So Bitcoin address, normally if you have a Bitcoin address and you run it in Dark Web Tracker, you can see in which websites it has been mentioned in what context. So in this case, it has only been mentioned in two different websites. One was that we have already seen. Another one was also cracked, but it's a different domain. So it shows that this threat actor actually is very aware of website takedowns and actively try to create new accounts after these takedowns. This is the third profile that we have added to our canvas so far. The first one was nulled, second was cracked.io, and this is cracked.sh. If you want to see more information about this Bitcoin wallet, you can just click on the source and it will take you to BitInfo chart where you can see the transaction, the amount, the exact details transacted. So it is that easy. So now let's run it. We already have the cracked SH. Add this as well. And let's run this profile to see if there's anything else that we can find. Okay, there are again several URLs, different threads associated with this actor. As you can see, okay, this is the APK crypt service that I was talking about. Let me show you what it looks like. So as you can see, the red Q logo again, it was uploaded in July 2020. It was uploaded by Quest, and here he even left a message, added his Telegram, even a Discord ID. So let's add this to the canvas and let's add that it has a Telegram, and we will circle back to it later. So TG and Discord. That's 2071. So this is what we have. Now let's run it further and see if we can find anything or if we can index it simply. Let's take a look at the Telegram. Okay, we don't have it. We have to manually search the Telegram. So for that, what you can do is, we already know that Quest maintains a presence on Telegram. We already have the keyword added to our canvas. So what we are going to do is we are going to select the keyword and run it in our Telegram tracker. And it will show you if there is any account related to this keyword in our database. As you can see, we have an account with the name Quest. And if you access it, you can see the profile picture. It's the same red Q logo. We also have an historical indexing feature, which helps you analyze a profile, even if it's already been taken down. So as you can see, this profile has no profile image back in 2021. And in 2023, it had the red Q logo. You can also see the messages where this particular keyword has been mentioned. But if you want to see where this particular user has been active on Telegram, you have to run the Telegram ID, and you can see the messages he has posted in different channels like a bug bounty chat, doxbin. If you click on these messages, you can even access the whole chat of the channel. And it doesn't matter if these channels has already been taken down, because our database already has stored all the information, all the related information. So you don't even have to worry about anything. So now let's move on to our third thread, which is the raid forums. Again, let's run it in Dark Web Tracker and try to extract the profile. So user profile Quest. This time he has not mentioned anything, no user or anything. So this thread is not that useful for us, but let's add the profile and again, name it forums profile. So let's take a look. While it's loading, okay, we also have a Twitter account with the name Quest. So from here, as you can see, the same quest that same Discord handle that we seen in the null thread. So apart from this, we don't have any other information in the user profile. But we have the Twitter account. One thing I would mention is that this account has already been taken down, the Twitter account, but we have it on our database. So you can see if there's any information available. Okay, we don't have other information than the user link. So the red Q logo, let's add this as well. Red Q. Okay. And now let's take a look at other URLs and see if there's anything else that we can find. So this is the Twitter that we already have. There's also a GitHub account. So let's add it as well. Now, as you can see, so far we have just within minutes, we have 3 different platforms, null, cracked, and raid forums. From there, we have their profiles, 2 profiles only from cracked and 1 from null, another one from raid forums. We have their Discord account, 2 different Discord accounts, Bitcoin wallet, their Quest links, Twitter ID, and even a GitHub. Now let's take a look at GitHub, because during investigation, I found that this particular user is super active on GitHub. You can even access his profile and see how many tools he have created, how many tools he have promoted. So as you can see, there we have the links to the Snapify tool that I've talked about. This tool automate your Snap score or something like that. Let's take a look what information he has provided. As you can see, there's also a Telegram message ID. This is really important because it shows you that this particular link is also mentioned in a Telegram message. You can even run it in Telegram Tracker and add that particular message to your canvas. So this was posted by Quest, the same logo, and there's no other information, but maybe let's take a look at this one. It might contain some other information. So again, this particular link was mentioned in 2 different messages on Telegram. And as you can see, Quest, Snapify, the files, README doc, and how to install, how to use, everything is present on his profile. Let me quickly show you how you can search on Telegram Tracker. So you just select it and run it on Telegram Tracker, and you can see in what context this particular link has been mentioned on Telegram. There are 2 different messages where someone has promoted the Snapify tool, the free Snapchat score booster, nothing else. So this is what we have. Now let's go back to the ID As we have already seen what you can find just from a single keyword, now let's run this ID in Dark Web Tracker and try to gain more information. So as you can see, we have all over 200 threads and links to look at. So what we are going to do is we are going to filter them just by searching the name, because as we are mapping the digital footprint of the threat actor, so his profiles are more important to us than the threads. So as you can see, we already have raid forums, cracked IO, cracked SH, and nulled. We didn't have breached ones. So as you can see, there are 3 breached profile, and all 3 of them has a different domain. Again, quite actively creating new accounts. Apart from that, there are 16 images. This belongs to the Snapify tool. These might be some things that he has uploaded on different platforms like Snapify, for each Apple. There's also a Discord link for the tool as well. So in terms of files, we have 3 files. Let's take a look. So it has an email address attached to it. So let's add this. And let's add this to the canvas as well. We also have some leaked data. So this one has a GitHub mention. This is the GitHub we have already seen. So let's add 2 of them, and over 400 leaked files containing more information. So this is a new email. So let's add this. This is something we have already added, but still the Selix account, again, a repetition. And let's take a further look and see if there's anything else that we can find. So maybe raid forums, because we already know that he maintains an active presence on raid forums. You can even sort this file by creation time. So if you just select like this one, it has a different email address, OGU, let's add this. And if you want to add this one more, OG users file, so let's add this as well. So as you can see, we have over 8 or 9 files on our canvas, and normally it would be very time consuming to let me just fit it to the canvas. Just give me a second. So very time consuming to select all of them and process all of them. Or even if you use an AI tool like ChatGPT, so you would have to download them, and then the tool will process it for you. For this, we have our very own inbuilt AI tool called Mole Chat. So what you have to do is you just have to select these files. Okay, wait, just give me a second. So you have to just select these files and click Mole Chat, add window, add this window. As you can see, this is our very own AI tool, which will help you process larger files within seconds. As you can see, these files are currently being uploaded, all of them, the ones that I have selected. So it is as simple to use as ChatGPT. You can see the files that we have uploaded, and you can just ask it a question or give it a prompt. So give me all details related to Quest. So you can just ask a very simple question or go with the question that it suggests you, and it will process the files and give you all the results within seconds. As you can see, it's already listing the results that that our tool has found from the leaked files. So while it's processing, let's take a look at the email address. So there is a different email address here, login key, and I think there's some issue with AI. Okay, let's take a look at this current, and maybe we have to, okay, let's switch back to it. Okay, yeah, let's first take a look at this email address, and then we will move on to others. So while it's searching in the dark web tracker, let me just quickly select one of the files, and let's run this one in a mole chat again to see what else we can find. This particular email address is also only mentioned in one single file that we have already on our data on our canvas. So you can just link it. You can even use our compromise tools and check it if it has been compromised anywhere. As you can see, there is no data. So let's go back to MolChat and give information on Quests. So as it's running, let's wait for a few seconds. And let's go back to the ID and run it again in Dark Web Tracker to see the files that we have already added to the canvas. As you can see, at the moment, the mole chat feature does not show the exact information that we have seen in the preview. So what we are going to do is we are just going to pick infrastructure from here. So like in this case, we have the unknown Proton mail. So what we are going to do is we are going to select it and run it. And try to find more information if there's anything else. So in this case, we only have names. It has been mentioned in 10 different files, all in the same context. So not that useful for us, but we definitely need to go back and try all other different emails that we have seen during the investigation. So let's take a look at this. So these are the one. There is an Imgur link that we can take a look at. So let's try to find this. Let's sort it out and see. Okay, let's run this one. So this is the email address we have. What we are going to do is, again, let's run it in Dark Web Tracker. And let's see in what context it has been mentioned. So there's a Twitter account associated with it. This Twitter account belongs to someone named Muhammad Al Nasif. It was created in 2014. This account is already down. So we have the email address and several other things. This particular email has been mentioned in 30 different leaked files in different contexts, like raid forums, OGU files. So this is definitely linked to the raid forums one. So let's add it to the canvas. And now let's take a look at our compromise tool, like Combo Winder. So we have a set of 4 different compromise tools: CDS, CB, the compromise data set, Combo Winder, Credential Lookout, and ULP Binder. So as you can see, we have 3 different password leaks over the years from 2022 to 2024 associated with this particular user. And where is it? Now let's take a look and run it back in Dark Web Tracker. So we have different files. Okay, now let's run this file. And no, we don't actually have to run it. We can just copy the IP address associated with it from here. So let's take a look at this IP address. So at the moment, I think MolChat has some updates going on. So that's why you cannot see all the information being updated. But normally what would happen is that when you select these files and process them in MolChat, it will list you all the important data associated with your question. So normally you would not have to manually search anything. You would have everything listed in the MolChat. So as you can see, this is the IP address mentioned in relation to Quest. Let's take a look. So this IP belonged to Quest, and we even have an exact location. So as you can see, just from this, within this half an hour, we have just from a single keyword a digital footprint of the threat actor named Quest. We have Discord IDs, Bitcoin wallets, Salix accounts, Twitter, even a Twitter associated with a real person who uses the alias Quest, and even an IP address that shows us that this particular actor is actually based out of Quest. If you'd like to, investigate further, we can definitely, but for the sake of this webinar and due to time constraint, let's just wrap it up and let me show you the last thing that we have. So this is our Canvas AI report. We have two different features, basic mode and advanced mode. If you want to generate a more detailed, more accurate report, you can just go for it, but it would take 10 to 30 minutes. But for this webinar, let's just take a look at the basic mode. The reason why I was labeling everything, because it makes easy for our AI tool to correctly index things, correctly list them, and within seconds, you would have your report ready on the go. You would not have to switch to ChatGPT or Gemini to do that. So let's just wait for a few seconds and let's take a look. As you can see, within seconds, we have the Quest report ready. There's even an overview, the key findings, different platform being listed properly, even an incident summary, URLs, exact links, and even the hashes that are associated with the files that we have added to our canvas. So you can even copy or regenerate the file however you want. So this is how you track a threat actor, and that's how you can do it with our tool StealthMole.